Tonight, we dive into three deeply unsettling mysteries, each more disturbing than the last. First, Inspector Kane walks us through the gruesome and bizarre 2022 murder of Shad Thyrion, a case that shocked even seasoned investigators. Then, Ayla visits Ontario's Screaming Tunnel, a place so haunted that just striking a match inside could summon the screams of a forgotten soul. And finally, Detective Gaspar investigates the eerie disappearance of Dr. Sneha Philip, who vanished in New York City on the eve of 9/11. These are stories of brutality, legend, and vanishing without a trace. Let's begin.
I'm Inspector Kane, and tonight I bring you a modern case so shocking, it feels like fiction. In 2022, a young man was found murdered and dismembered in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But the horror didn't end there. This is the disturbing case of Shad Thyrion. In February 2022, police were called to a home in Green Bay, Wisconsin, for what they thought would be a welfare check. What they found was beyond comprehension: a human head in a bucket in the basement. The victim was Shad Thyrion, 24 years old. His remains were scattered throughout the house, legs in a crockpot, body parts in storage bins. The scene was horrific and methodically dismembered. The prime suspect? Taylor Shabuzinus, Shad's on and off girlfriend. She was found with blood on her clothes and a strange calm in her demeanor. Police later recovered a bread knife and chains believed to be used in the killing. Taylor told investigators she and Shad had taken meth together. What followed, she claimed, was sex that turned violent and deadly. She admitted to choking him with a chain, then dismembering him for fun. Her interview footage stunned officers. She showed no remorse and at times giggled while describing the acts. She allegedly said, "I liked it. I was already this far, so why not keep going?" Taylor even confessed she had planned to take the rest of the body parts with her, but got lazy and left them behind. There was no sign of regret, only an eerie detachment. The case became national news almost overnight. The level of brutality, paired with Taylor's calm retelling, was haunting. The community of Green Bay was left shaken. Taylor was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating the corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. Her defense team claimed mental illness, but prosecutors argued the murder was deliberate. The trial featured disturbing evidence, forensic reports, blood-stained tools, and photos of the crime scene that silenced the courtroom. Even veteran officers said it was the most gruesome case of their careers. Taylor was ultimately found guilty, and the judge sentenced her to life in prison without parole. Her behavior during the trial was as unnerving as during her arrest, laughing, smirking, and showing emotional detachment. Shad's family described him as kind, gentle, and misunderstood. Someone who didn't deserve to die in such a horrific way. His mother said, "No mother should ever have to find her son like that." The case raised questions about mental health, drug abuse, and red flags that were missed. But most of all, it reminded us that evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it's disturbingly ordinary. The murder of Shad Thyrion was more than a crime, it was a descent into horror. And though justice was served, the scars remain. Now we leave brutal reality behind for something equally chilling. A haunted tunnel where screams echo through stone. This is the Screaming Tunnel.
After Inspector Kane closes another unresolved case, the chilling questions linger, but there's no time to pause. Now we step into a world of shadows and whispers as Ayla takes the lead. She's ready to explore a mysterious location steeped in eerie legends and spine-tingling tales. Are you brave enough to follow her into the unknown? Let's uncover the secrets of this haunted place. Let's go.
I'm Ayla, and tonight, we take a walk through one of Canada's most famous haunted locations, the Screaming Tunnel in Niagara Falls, a place where legends say the ghost of a young girl still cries out in terror. But what's the truth behind the myth? Photos taken inside the tunnel often show blurs, strange mists, or glowing orbs. Even skeptics leave with goosebumps. Ghost hunters have visited the tunnel many times. Some captured EVP's electronic voice phenomena with eerie whispers and distorted cries. The structure itself adds to the eeriness. It's narrow. Damp interior makes every footstep echo like a drumbeat dot. It's become a rite of passage for teens in the area. Dare each other to go in. Strike a match. See what happens. Another version claims she was murdered by her father, who doused her in kerosene and set her ablaze to avoid a custody battle. Others say she was the victim of a violent assault whose body was burned in the tunnel to destroy evidence. She ran into the tunnel, screaming, but collapsed and died before help arrived. To this day, her cries are said to echo through the stone walls. Local legend says that if you enter the tunnel at midnight and light a match, you'll hear a girl scream before it goes out. Many have tried, and many swear the legend is true. Is the Screaming Tunnel truly haunted? Or is it just a creepy place made darker by legend? Either way, once you've stood in the middle of it, you'll remember it forever. The Screaming Tunnel sits just off Warner Road, near Niagara Falls, Ontario. It's a small limestone tunnel beneath an old railway. By day, it looks quiet. By night, it's something else entirely. There are several variations of the story. In one, a girl escaped a burning farmhouse nearby, her clothes in flames. No one knows which story is true, if any, but the scream? Too many have heard it to dismiss it completely. Visitors describe a sudden chill, the feeling of being watched, and the inexplicable sound of footsteps behind them. Some claim to see a flickering light or the outline of a girl in the shadows. The Screaming Tunnel may be just limestone and folklore, or it may hold the spirit of a forgotten soul still crying for justice. But now we turn to a real disappearance with no legend, just haunting silence. This is the case of Sneha Philip.
Haunted places have always been shrouded in mystery with no clear answers to their eerie stories. While Ayla uses her extensive experience to explore and investigate these sites, it's time to move on to the next segment. Join Detective Gaspar as he dives into a strange and baffling case that will leave you questioning everything.
I'm Inspector Kane, and tonight I bring you a modern case so shocking it feels like fiction. In 2022, a young man was found murdered and dismembered in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But the horror didn't end there. This is the disturbing case of Shad Thyrion. Sneha Philip, 31, was a physician living in Manhattan with her husband, Ron Lieberman. She was last seen on September 10, 2001, shopping near their apartment. Security footage shows her at a department store around 5:15 p.m. She never returned home initially. Ron wasn't alarmed. Sneha often stayed out with friends. But when she didn't show up the next morning, concern grew. Then 9/11s happened. 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center, blocks from their apartment. Ron believed Sneha ran toward the towers to help. She was, after all, a doctor. For years, this was the accepted theory. She died trying to save lives. But there was no physical evidence, no remains, no DNA, no records showing she entered the towers, and then things got murky. investigators uncovered a troubled past. Sneha had been suspended from her hospital after accusations of unprofessional conduct. There were rumors of alcohol use, marital issues, and nights out that ended in fights. Friends claimed she had secrets. Still, none of it explained where she went, and none of it confirmed she was in the towers. Her family fought for her to be recognized as a 9/11's victim. After years of hearings, her name was added to the official list. But skeptics still wondered, did she disappear that night for another reason? Did she choose to vanish, or did someone help her do it? The lack of evidence keeps the case open. No one truly knows what happened after that shopping trip. For her family, it's closure. For others, it's a mystery wrapped inside a tragedy. Sneha Philip's disappearance is one of 9/11's most puzzling stories. A brilliant doctor, a final sighting, and then nothing. 3 stories, 3 echoes of the unknown, and still no peace.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Each time, we dive into chilling true crime cases, eerie haunted places, and baffling missing person stories. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinion. Stay tuned for more mysteries in the next episode.